Hi, Inga here. So let me talk to you today how it's best to wash your produce when you get it from the store to make sure you get rid of most pesticide and fungicide residues of the produce as you can. Of course, buying organic fruits and veggies is ideal, but not always. We find that in our supermarkets, and also the prices are more expensive, so some people can't afford or buying only organic produce. So hence buying conventional, and some of the things you can't even buy organic in the store. So for example, melons, I've never found melons organic in any of the store in UK so far. So yeah, for things like that, you definitely need to clean your produce as best as you can, just to reduce that pesticide exposure. So you might think for melons, things like that, because you're not eating the rind, you don't need to worry about it. And yes, partially it's true, because most of the residues will be on the skin. However, you come into contact with the pesticides by touching it. So you still want to wash it so that it doesn't get transferred onto your knives, onto your hands when you're actually cutting the fruit. So yeah, even things like that, which I wasn't too worried about washing, but now doing more research into it, I realized that it's kind of contamination. And apparently in UK especially, a lot of pesticide residue has been found on melons, on citrus fruits, so your oranges, your lemons, if you're not buying organic and waxed variety. Sometimes, if I go to a different supermarket than Sainsbury's, I might not get organic and waxed lemons. So yeah, so anything that's non-organic, you really want to wash, especially citrus, even though you're gonna, peel it off. But if you wanted to use your lemons, even unwaxed ones, for zesting, that not organic, you really want to give them a pesticide and fungicide soak. So I'll show you how easy it is to do. So you want to prepare your water bath. So here I poured cold water, so use cold water, because obviously the warmth of the water doesn't really matter for removing pesticides, but cold water is better for your produce for a longer life. So 1 liter needs about half a teaspoon of bicarb soda, and bicarb soda is by far the best way to do this. I know some people use vinegar, but because pesticides are quite acidic mediums, then bicarb soda, by adding bicarb soda, you're actually helping break down the pesticide residue, because it's been shown in some tests that actually acidic rinses don't wash off any more than regular water would. So yes, I would definitely recommend bicarb soda. So to a liter, half a teaspoon. So here I've got about, I would say 7-8 liters. So I'll do 4 teaspoons here to this amount of water. Obviously you could do in a smaller bowl, and just mix your bicarb soda in your water, and then just lower your fruits into it. So like I said, the citrus, the melons, everything goes in. So I like washing my fruits and veggies separately. I mean, veggies, if they're hard veggies like courgette, you could add with your fruits, but like more delicate things like leafies, you probably don't want to put with your fruits, just in case you squish them. So I'm just gonna place them in the water. Take the packet. Unfortunately, we went to a different supermarket, Morrison's. Normally we go to Sainsbury's, so they have organic apples, but this time we just bought non-organic apples because that's all they had. So you need to make sure we definitely wash them. This kind of rinse will be helpful to your organic fruits anyway, just to wash off any impurities on the surface anyway. So you just basically leave your fruits and veggies submerged and kind of floating in this bicarb soda water for 10 to 15 minutes. About 12-13 minutes is like the sweet spot, so you know, so at least 10 minutes I would say. I'll probably leave these for 15 minutes. It might seem like an additional task for your you know, produce, takes time. However, if you do it as soon as you get them from the store, you do it once, and this way you're reducing your pesticide and fungicide load massively. I think it's worth the effort, because if you do it, you know, in a big bunch straight away, so it's all done and ready for the week for you. With avocados, so I've added this avocado to the bath because it has this little end nubbin or whatever you call it, you know, this end bit. However, this one is missing that, and I think the water will you know, seep into there much easier. So I'm not gonna, you know, wash this and leave it soaking for long. I might just give it a quick, you know, rinse on the outside just with the bicarb soda and wipe it with a towel. I just don't want to risk this avocado spoiling sooner than it otherwise would had I not washed it. So it's been 15 minutes that my fruit have soaked in this bicarb soda wash, and when you're taking them out, I like rinsing them in filtered clean water. So just rinse them and put them on a clean kitchen towel. So that's how I like doing. You can use paper towels, of course, but I'm going for more sustainable options. All we have to do is to dry them. So use another clean towel and then just put them in your fruit bowl. Wipe and put them in your fruit bowl. For your lemons, if your lemons are waxed, I've got another video of how you can remove wax off them, because the pesticide wash, you know, the bicarb soda wash would only wash off the pesticides on it, but if yours were waxed, it would still have wax on this. So I'll link above and down below how you can remove wax off your lemons. Now we're gonna continue with our leafies, so I'm gonna just drop them in. So your spinach and your kale are especially dirty. They're from your dirty dozen, so I definitely recommend washing those. And if you need to wash berries, I would recommend putting them in a colander and placing them, you know, placing it like that, so that when the soak is finished, you can just drain it and, you know, pull it out rather than having to like fish each individual berry out. So yeah, so colander is great for soaking berries. Now, since our leafies have been soaking for 15 minutes, I'm gonna grab them, catch them in my colander, and we're gonna give them a rinse with the clean filtered water here as well. And at the same time, if you come across some leaves that don't look as good or don't look pristine again, you can, you know, sort these out as well. Now for the leafy greens, especially spinach, the ideal thing to do would be to put in a salad spinner and spin out the remaining water. However, I do not own one of these yet, so I'm gonna just put them on the clean towel. So I'm gonna spread them out so that they're in like a thinner layer, and I'm gonna use a second towel to just pat them dry. So try to remove obviously as much water as possible while still being gentle on your produce, not squishing it too hard. So yeah, that's where a salad spinner would be ideal here, because that way, you know, it just gets spun out and not damaging the actual leaves. Whereas with this one, you just kind of have to do the best job you can with a couple of kitchen towels. And then when you remove the most water you can, grab a new bag, or just a different plastic bag, not obviously the store-bought one. And I like lining it with the paper towel, so that will help to absorb any remaining moisture on the leaves and kind of help to prolong longevity of the leaves. And then just chuck them in. Make sure the bag is roomy enough, and I like placing another paper towel just on top as well to absorb any additional moisture. And then just ziplock it airtight, and then that's ready to go into your vegetable crisper drawer.